Yo, what's going on? It is your boy, ND Uchiha, man. And as you saw from that amazing thumbnail that took me forever to create, man, we're talking about Cobra Kai season 4, which is Netflix's first foray into fully producing this show, which started on YouTube. Very nostalgic. When it dropped on the 31st, I binged the entire thing in one day. That was like my New Year's thing because I was off work New Year's Day. And I would have to say that I wholeheartedly enjoyed what they're doing for this show. And it is some of the best writing that I've saw in a long time when it comes to a show like this. Netflix definitely has another hit on his hand, and it's probably really good for them to pick this up from YouTube. Now, as we know, like the first 3 seasons had Will Smith's production company tied to it. This one doesn't, so we can stop the rumors about Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, for me, that feels like it exists outside of San Fernando Valley. So although the Hillary Swank, you know what I'm saying, Julie, I feel is very much still canon on the table to make an appearance. So spoilers, she didn't appear in this season of the show. I really like the pacing of the show that brought, you know what I'm saying, 2 villains together to team up. Terry Silver and Kreese teaming up against our heroes, you know what I'm saying, as we should call them, Johnny Lawrence and our boy Miyagi-Do himself. I want to say that I feel like we came to a conclusion on the enemy ship. I don't know if they're like how you discuss what friends and enemies are going to be, but I love the fact that we ended up with some type of resolution between Daniel and Johnny's rivalry that started over a girl. I mean, don't most fights in the world has started wars, you know what I'm saying, over women. So I'm glad they finally laid that to rest. And a lot of the daddy issues, you know what I'm saying, between Robbie and Johnny, between Samantha and Daniel, seemed to get resolved in what was going on as well. Now, as we're leading up to the All Valley Karate Tournament, there's a bunch of stuff on the line, you know what I'm saying, that they got going on. You have Kreese, Johnny, and Daniel made a determining factor after getting the All Valley tournament, you know what I'm saying, put on, because it was getting ready to get canceled, as we saw last season. Being able to fight to keep that going, you know what I'm saying, was very interesting. But what they laid on the line for what was going to be on this tournament is that depending on who won, the losing parties would inevitably have to close their dojos. Man, that's a hell of a thing to try to put on, you know what I'm saying, somebody, especially when I don't know, man, especially when it's supposed to go down like it's supposed to go down. The weight of that, especially with everything that's been going on, seemed very interesting to me, and just feels like it heavily connects to like the Karate Kid 3. You know what I'm saying? And having it connect to Karate Kid 3, which is probably the worst Karate Kid. I don't know if you call the next Karate Kid the worst Karate Kid, but Karate Kid 3 was bad to me. So it being just, they really got the 1984 feel of what the Karate Kid was. and just felt like they successfully set up the future of what this show is going to be, especially with introducing new characters and starting bigger issues and resolving issues between the younger characters on the show when it goes to Miguel, Samantha, Robbie, Eli, Tory, even Dimitri, you know what I'm saying, got in there with new cast members, you know what I'm saying, like my man Kenny, who is actually the little brother of the guy that Robbie was locked up with. Bring in everything that Tory went through. They even had Amanda LaRusso, that felt like had a bigger starring role in what was going on with her, dealing with her conflictions, and seems like her judgmental issues on what was going on with Tory. They spent a little bit more time with Tory. We got a little bit of backstory with her mom being sick. They brought her aunt in, who her aunt seems like she's just money hungry, and showed the importance of what Tory's going through, you know what I'm saying, walking her jobs and just coming from the other side of the tracks and having to deal with what she has to deal with was one of the most endearing parts of the story for me. Going up against Samantha, who has everything, you know what I'm saying, the rich girl who feels like she's morally in the right, when it's actually Tory who's morally in the right, but who is just walking down, you know what I'm saying, the wrong path in what she's doing. I don't know how I felt about the Miguel Samantha relationship right about now. It just felt like they were just paired together because Robbie and Samantha weren't paired together. I mean, originally when they were together the first time, you know what I'm saying, in the earlier seasons, it felt natural, like it was supposed to happen, but this just felt like they had two different beliefs, and although that they are a nice couple, like they weren't meant to be together. It feels like Robbie and Samantha are the ones that are meant to be together, and the whole forcing of Tony and Tory and Robbie together didn't feel right, you know what I'm saying, as well. But season 4 jumps off with Danny and Johnny basically merging their dojos in order to take down, you know what I'm saying, Cobra Kai and John Kreese. Kreese goes and he finds his former partner, Terry Silver. Everybody remembers Silver from the Karate Kid 3. And that's one of the things that this show does well when it comes to introducing previous characters and just kind of blurring the lines of everything that's going on. I love the aspect that they actually that went with last season, introducing Kreese and showing why Kreese is so introducing Silver and showing why Silver is so loyal to Kreese, and that was pretty cool to be. So 34 years later, you know what I'm saying, you get what's going on, you know what I'm saying, and that's pretty cool, you know what I'm saying, to me. This show does a great examination on like bullying, violence, how those types of traumas affects kids. You see that in Kenny a lot, and especially when Kenny goes and joins Cobra Kai, the fact that his brother, you know what I'm saying, got locked up in juvie just for protecting him when he was being bullied. It shows how that type of stuff can affect kids and what happens when they get the power, you know what I'm saying, to flip that on somebody else. And just the honest wholesomeness, you know what I'm saying, even though you have Robbie dealing with his issues and his hate, on the true, you know what I'm saying, goodness inside of him, you know. So that's pretty cool to me. And it also like harkens back on like the issues that Danny and Johnny have, you know what I'm saying, that's just more than just skin deep, and how they deal with certain issues and their loved ones when that's coming on. I mean, it even gets to the point where you root against Daniel because you feel like, you know what I'm saying, Johnny is right most of the time, like you want Johnny to win, you know what I'm saying. So that's crazy to me on how I feel about that at times in the show. So when Kreese reaches out to Terry Silver and pulls him into what's going on, it's Silver ends up having like a reminder of this rejection of Miyagi's teaching, you know what I'm saying, and joining Cobra Kai, and you just see Kreese and Silver's friendship, and how it's not a friendship built on really being friends. It's more of a friendship built on manipulation and what's going on, right? It's that realization, and then the realization that Silver comes to when he realizes that Kreese has a weakness, which is Johnny, and that Kreese has been manipulating him the whole time, and everything he did to him, you know what I'm saying, is just crazy to me, you know, and the moving of the alliances and everything that goes on when it comes to this series, and how everybody is positioned, and you don't know who's going to end up with who. It makes it crazy to me, you know, like it draws you into what's going on, and the everything that runs to lead up to this finale, and the way everything's set up, and the pulls and teases, even with the whole thing that's going on with Miguel Diaz's character, played by Zolo. We've been talking about Zolo for the longest, you know, with the Blue Beetle thing and everything going on. It seems like with everything he's got going on, that he's been written off the show. When he's in his fight against the homie, is it against Eli? Is he fighting against Eli? I forget who he's fighting. And he ends up pulling a muscle in his back, and it harkens back to the back injury that he had, and him deciding on whether this is something that he wants to do. And then he and the whole issues that him and Johnny are having with the disconnect, because Miguel seems to be leaning more to Daniel and his teachings, and how Miguel is just reaching out to have some type of father figure, you know what I'm saying? And when he thinks Johnny is that father figure, but Johnny is so caught up on his son, Robbie, and the drunken night he has, and ends up, you know, when Zolo picks him up and helps him, you know what I'm saying, to the bed, and ends up telling Zolo, you know what I'm saying, I love you, Robbie, and Zolo's trying to tell him, you know, that he looks at him like a father, and then he decides to go to Mexico to find his father and leave the tournament and just basically eliminate himself, which leads to an amazing fight between Robbie and Eli, which Hawk has had a full, you know what I'm saying, 180 from being a member of Cobra Kai to ended up being a member of the Miyagi-Do, and Robbie and Eli being the contrast of each other, with Robbie knowing Miyagi-Do and learning Cobra Kai, but Eli being specialist in Cobra Kai and just learning Miyagi-Do, and the strengths and weaknesses of that and how that played out, and Eli actually becoming the man's champion was mind-blowing to me, but it was a really good moment because it felt like a full turnaround for that character. Speaking of turnaround for characters, Tory, through everything she's been through and how she's looked down on by Samantha and Amanda actually finding out what's going on with Tory when Kreese approaches her in the store and tells her about the issues she's having, and then Amanda actually being that person that Tory reluctantly goes to, and then like they're reluctantly helping each other, because Amanda having a troubled past as a child and understand what's going on, and the disconnect between Samantha and Amanda when they're helping, you know what I'm saying, it's just crazy, with Amanda just trying to be a good person because she relates to what Tory is going through as far as being a troubled teen. That is just good, like Degrassi storytelling to me. It's something that is teaching your kids something. Like if you're watching this with your family, you're watching this with your kids, to me it's something that's teaching them to do better while you're enjoying something and letting them in on a little bit of your childhood. This is how shows should be done, especially when it's remakes of something that you grew up on. Teaching you the same lessons that you learned as a kid, but putting a modern spin on it so that your children can enjoy it as well. Lots of funny moments, you know what I'm saying, in this season. Tory ends up winning, you know what I'm saying, the women's side tournament, so Cobra Kai wins the overall. Eagle Fang didn't even have a chance, you know, but I love how Daniel and Johnny were letting each other's students train with one another, so they were learning two different styles. And you see Samantha really taking to Eagle Fang. You know what I'm saying? You can see her using both styles while fighting Tory. And then Tory, you know what I'm saying, seeming flustered because Samantha's not on defense, and then accidentally elbowing her and ended up winning, you know what I'm saying, but not wanting to cheat to win. And Kreese having a little heart there, looking at Johnny, you know what I'm saying, and telling Tory, you know what I'm saying, do what you want, instead of telling her to sweep the leg, you know what I'm saying, as she did Johnny. And Silver looking at that and seeing that weakness. Silver actually set my man up when our big old dude, I cannot remember his name, when he came back after he got out of jail the first time and wanted to be a member of Cobra Kai. Silver beats him up, so you really want to be a member of Cobra Kai, I can let you in. And even the leeway of how they set that up to do being in the hospital, and Silver, you know what I'm saying, dangling that carrot over old boy's head, telling him, like, you tell the hospital, you tell the cops this, and I'll let you back into Cobra Kai. And him saying it was Kreese that did it, and the bait and switch with them doing that when you're going into the hospital and you see the beep, 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 and you just saw Miguel get hurt, and then them flipping the next episode and it starts off as old dude, man, them just dangling and playing with your emotions, you know what I'm saying, with that type of deal was insane to me too. But there's cool. I mean, I love the team up. I love what they were doing at. But even through the team up, I like the struggle that Johnny and Daniel had, not being able to break their patterns, and the kids not knowing if they could look up, you know what I'm saying, to what was going on. You know, it was a rocky partnership on what was going on with the dojos, and it didn't seem like they would be able to ever get along, which they don't. I mean, they even split up when they get to the tournament. They don't get along until after Eagle Fang is eliminated, you know what I'm saying, from the tournament. So the complicated relationship dynamics that they had, you know what I'm saying, ended up just strengthening, you know what I'm saying, both dojos, Johnny and Miguel, and ended up breaking Robbie, you know what I'm saying, going through the thing in the whole time. And it was interesting to me because I feel like Robbie redeemed himself in a season and a half, and it wasn't something that felt like it was too quick. It happened very organically to me, you know, so I can't be upset by the way they did that. I really loved it, and I feel like going through the 3 seasons that you had, even though they already been greenlit for 5th season, I think they already filmed the 5th season, but going through this, you know what I'm saying, I feel like the first 3 seasons, you got a payoff from what you did for the first 3 seasons. So, man, with everything that's going on, and you find out that Silver actually paid off the ref, and even the way they played that with Tory getting the point as Samantha stepped out, or Samantha stepping out, I forget exactly what happened, but a point that wasn't given to Sam for, you know what I'm saying, Tory to go up, and the judge overlooking, you know what I'm saying, the elbow and stuff like that, not taking a point for that, and finding out that Silver actually paid off the ref, and Tory seeing that, knowing that her win was jaded because the ref was paid off, is going to be pretty interesting in the following season, because now she's a reluctant soldier, because you're starting to see the turn of her with Amanda reaching out to her and helping, and her realizing what's going on, and her and Samantha probably getting over the situation that they had, especially after they let it all out there. It's going to be interesting to see Cobra Kai kind of fall apart from the inside when their 2 biggest members in, you know what I'm saying, Tory and Robbie end up having change of hearts and what's going on. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Miguel. I know Zolo has a lot going on, but I don't know if we're like going to go on a trip to Mexico with him trying to find his father. We do find out that Carmen does tell Johnny that Miguel's father doesn't know about him, so it kind of feels like she's on the run, or she went somewhere, and that he's a bad person. So I wonder if he's a part of like a mob, or you know what I'm saying, or the cartel or something like that. So that's going to be interesting to see what goes on with there. You see Yuji Akamoto come back, and he's actually teaming up with Daniel in order to try to beat Cobra Kai, even though Daniel made a promise that if they lost, he would shut down Miyagi Dojo. But he's going against what he said. You see him standing at the headstone for Mr. Miyagi, and he just tells him he can't give up. He can't let Cobra Kai win. So I wonder how that's going to be looked at as him as a character for not holding up his word. I honestly don't know how I feel about that. I actually really like Terry Silver's character and really feel like it was a natural progression for him to betray Kreese. That felt real good to me. The Sam and Tory dynamic with the different family backgrounds was a highlight of this. And the Kenny and Anthony LaRusso, when Anthony LaRusso, who hasn't trained who says he knows all types of karate, just trying to be the popular rich kid, trying to fit in with the bad apples, the bullies, and ends up bullying the new kid, Kenny, who turns around and ends up bullying Anthony after he becomes a member of Cobra Kai, just totally flats out because Robbie's becoming a mentor for that kid and is seeing himself in Kenny, but watching Kenny go down the wrong path and can't do nothing about it. That was interesting to me. I mean, they have every aspect of what you would want in television, especially, like I said, if you want to sit down and watch this with your kids. What's going on? After 4 seasons, I feel like the kids of Cobra Kai are no longer kids. Miguel's already thinking about college. Hawk is stepping up and realizing that he's more than just a mohawk and some haircuts, that being edgy isn't everything. You know what I'm saying? And then he realizes his full potential. And then they add some new favorites and bring back, you know what I'm saying, more old favorites. So it seems like it's going to be really good. It seems like they're set in the future what's going on. To me, it feels like an updated Karate Kid, and it feels like an updated Degrassi, because this is what I feel like Degrassi did well. They always introduced somebody new that was going to be the future of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They always did that well. And with Kenny and some other characters, especially giving more of a push to make sure that Anthony got some more screen time, I feel like you have the future set for a new rival between like Anthony and Kenny. They already got the little love triangle going on, even though they're a little young for that. But by the time we come back to them and make them the forefront of what's going on, they'll probably be in high school. So between that and watching how Daniel and Amanda and Johnny are as parents, it seems pretty cool. The martial arts tournament got an upgrade. The whole sitting down with the committee, figuring out what they were going to do. The guest star that I'm going to let y'all see that performed at the opening was pretty cool. And look, the show lives up to the motto. Cobra Kai never dies. You know what I'm saying? It feels like the way they do the show was switched up a little bit, but it was switched up for the better. I really enjoyed it. And man, I can't wait for season 5. The elements of this show from episode to episode draw you in and keep you entertained. There's no downside to it at all, man. You'll love the relationships. You'll love the parents trying to teach the kids, but the kids actually teach the parents. All the fallout from what happened last season leading up to this martial arts tournament that doesn't go as everybody planned. I love it. Let me know what you guys thought about this show. Put it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us over on that Facebook, man. Let me know what y'all thought about Cobra Kai. Let me know who y'all favorite character is. Right? To be totally honest with you, right now I'm leading to Tory. I love Tory's character. I love the development of that character. So Tory and Donnie are my favorite 2 characters on this show. You let me know who your favorite character is. And until next time, as always, keep it A+. This has been a Nerd Mix. And guess what, guys? I'm out of here.